Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Stef. I'm a fitness trainer from Melbourne, and today I'm going to show you my favorite exercises and stretches for hip mobility. Now, before we get started on our hip mobility training today, I would love if you could subscribe to my channel so you do not miss a new workout video, and I've got lots coming your way. Hip mobility is really important for any sport or activity you play because our hips are some of the main joints in our body. First of all though, if you haven't already, I highly recommend that you go back and watch my 3 favorite glute stretches video. Super useful for hip mobility. But if you're ready to move on, let's continue. When we're talking about the hips, we're talking about a ball and socket joint. So our femur, our thigh bone, has a little head on the end and it fits into our hip socket. It's like a rounded socket goes over the top. And we're talking about the mobility of that femur inside that socket. So let's warm up with some leg swings. Let's get that ball and socket joint working just by swinging the leg forward and back. So this is a very traditional dancer exercise. I come from a dance background. So you're going to have your heels together and your feet just slightly turned out. I want you to squeeze your glutes to help facilitate this external rotation. One hand on a bar or a supporting structure like a railing or a table or a chair or even just a wall. You're going to start to sweep your leg forward and back. And I want you to keep the leg in a slight externally rotated position so your knee tracks out and just sweeping it forward and back, forward and back. Now your pelvis can tilt a little forward and back as you go, but try to keep your shoulders and your upper body upright here, forward and back. And it's not about the height of the leg, it's just about getting some movement going. All right, so once you've done some forward and back ones, we can also explore this side to side movement. So taking your leg across your body and then out to the side, cross and out, across and out. And so we're really moving the thigh around in the joint. Now let's bring our feet together in a parallel position so your toes are pointing forwards. And I want you to lift your knee up in front of you, out to the side, forward, down. So it's going up, out, forward, down. Now as you do this, try not to let your pelvis move, but instead we're moving the femur in the socket, and you're doing that by squeezing your glutes. Up, out, forward, down, up, out, forward, down. 2 more. Maybe you can try without holding on to anything. Last one. Cool, let's try the other side. Same exercises, other side. Remember, don't turn your legs out too much. You want to stay lifted through the quads, working the glutes, sweeping your leg forward and back, getting some mobility going. Relax your shoulders. You will feel your heart rate elevating here as well, which is great. All right, let's try the side to side, across, out, across. You know, your leg does not need to go as high as mine. I get a little carried away sometimes, but if you want to, it can. Eee. All right, bring the feet together. Here we go. Standing on one leg, up, take the knee out, bring it forwards, down, up, out, forwards, down. Keep your pelvis still. Last one. Beautiful. All right. Let's head down onto the floor now. I want you to sit yourself on your bottom. And all you're going to do is start with your feet out in front of you and your hands behind you. It's like this. And then you're going to start to drop your knees down to one side and then the other. It's like a little windscreen wiper. One way, then the other. So now we're moving the femur in the hip socket internally as well as externally. Internally. You might feel a bit of a stretch through the front of your thighs here. Awesome. Just exploring this movement. And then maybe you can sit up a little bit higher on your sit bones. And this might challenge your hip flexors a little bit. And what I want you to do is try this exercise without having your hands on the floor behind you. So you will need to move your body a little bit, one way to the other. And the idea is to try not to let this opposite hip of the leg turning inwards lift off the floor too much. So you want to try to keep your butt connected, both butt cheeks connected to the floor as best as possible. Cool. Now another hip mobility stretch that I like to do is just the frog. So you're going to bring your soles of your feet together, grab a hold of your ankles and sit up nice and tall. Now I know that I've got more mobility actually in my left hip than my right, and you can probably see just by looking here that my left knee drops down more than my right, and this might be you as well. Maybe one side is more mobile than the other, and that's okay. It's just good to know these things about our bodies. I want you to try to sit up as tall as possible, holding onto your ankles. And you can do a gentle bounce here, the knees going down and up. And then this is a little magic trick, P&F stretching. I want you to push your elbows into your thighs, and at the same time you're going to drive your thighs up into your elbows, and they're going to have a little tug of war there for about 10 seconds. So we're going to push, go, 10, push, push, 9, 8, 7, knees driving in, 6, 5, elbows pushing out, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax. And you may find magically that your knees start to drop a little bit lower. Let's do this 2 more times. Ready? Push. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping them out. Deep breath. One more time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whew, and relax. And you would have felt work here through the inner thighs, maybe also the outer glutes as well, adductors and abductors, and sitting up tall. From here, can you start to crawl your arms forwards? Maybe your head touches your toes, or maybe it doesn't, like mine. And sit yourself all the way up. Now I want you to extend one leg out to the side. Try to sit up really tall here on your hips and take your arms out. From here, we're going to reach up and over towards one leg. Breathing deeply. Try to keep both your sit bones on the floor and try to avoid hunching over. I want you to reach and just feel a nice side bend stretch through your body. Let's sit up, let's move into the other side. Other leg comes in, other leg out, reaching up and over. Keep your hips grounded. Good, one more stretch for today. We're gonna take one heel, squeeze it in towards your bottom. The other leg stays out in front of you. Take your hands gently behind you. Now I want you to squeeze through the back leg glutes so you're pressing your hip up towards that right top hand corner of your mat. Feeling more length through the front of your left thigh. Breathing deeply, really important. Helps our muscles relax. Okay, and from here, now you're going to take your body forwards over the front leg. And if you're like me and you're a bit tight through your glutes, you'll feel this through the glutes of the front leg. If you're not feeling it, you may like to try bring this leg further forward, this foot further forwards away from you. And breathe. Awesome, sitting yourself all the way up. Let's move into the other side. Okay, same thing here, heel towards bottom. Take your hands behind you, squeeze your back leg glutes to feel more length through the front of your right thigh. Deep breath. And then coming forwards, remember, find the spot that works for you with that front leg. It might be different on both sides. Try to avoid leaning to one side. We want to try to keep the hips grounded here. And slowly coming all the way back up. And that's it. I hope you really enjoyed these tips on hip mobility. If you would like more flexibility and mobility training, check out my other video where I take you through an 8-minute daily stretch routine. This is going to go a long way in helping you improve your flexibility and mobility. All right, crew, I hope to see you soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye for now.